You need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. We need more dogs.
Jameis Winston and those New York Football Giants.
All right.
How do you feel about the Giants right now, Jay?
I kind of like them.
I've liked them for like 3 straight years now, just because their D line is just like, I just love D line.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can convince myself to like the Giants. It seems like every year, but like also I should never like a team that doesn't have a quarterback. And
they have 3 quarterbacks.
Right, but what do they say about having 2 or 3 quarterbacks, actually having none, something along those lines?
It's if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, but they have 3.
Oh, I see. So 3 is different.
Yeah, okay. 3 is different. No, I think this is going to be Jackson Dart's team by week 7 or 8. So looking at this team, I mean,
really? You don't think there's a heavy learning curve for Dart though, coming from that Ole Miss offense?
Yeah, but I think Brian Daboll's really good with quarterbacks. I don't know how much credit you want to give him for Josh Allen, but Josh Allen was maybe considered one of the biggest projects we've seen in recent history coming out, and had a rough start to year 1, year 2. I mean, relied a lot on athleticism, but grew into undeniably top 4 guy. I mean, it's Allen, it's Burrow, it's Mahomes, and it's Jackson, and then it's everybody else. I mean, I think that's kind of I don't think anybody really argues that at this point. And I think Dable had a lot to do with that. If I'm in the Giants organization, why wouldn't you want to see Jackson Dart? I mean, because you're looking at this team and you're saying, okay, best case scenario, what does Russell Wilson go? Win 8 or 9 games for you?
8 or 9 games, probably pretty welcome for this franchise.
Yeah,
the right direction.
It's the right direction, but I mean, what would be the point? I mean, I think you get your rookie in there, especially with year 2, Malik Nabers out there, Tyrone Tracy.
I guess where I'm at is like last year, Russell Wilson was pacing for a 17-game season. He only played 11 games, but if we project that across 17 games, 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Do we think Jackson Dart can do better than that?
It's not about Jackson Dart doing better than that. It's about Jackson Dart getting reps and getting out there and getting playing time and building a culture that they so desperately need for this team. If Russell Wilson started 17 games and Jackson Dart started 17 games for this team this year, Russell Wilson maybe have better numbers. Maybe you win a couple more games with him, but Jackson Dart's coming into year 2 with little to no starting experience, and maybe that's good. I mean, it worked out for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Well, let me ask you this. If J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix come out guns a-blazing this year, do you think that changes their mindset about how quickly Dart can start?
No. I think every single quarterback should be judged by what goes on in the locker room. It may put pressure on management and the organization, but I feel like coaches know.
Well, and I meant that from the standpoint of both those guys sat majority of their rookie years, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like coaches know, and if you think he's ready, you got to play him. Okay. If you don't think he's ready, you have 2 veteran options to play in front of him, 2 guys to learn from. You have a great motivator in Jameis Winston, who might not give you the best advice. He just wants to throw it deep all the time. And you have a Super Bowl champion in Russell Wilson, who was probably a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer 5 years ago. And now, I mean, is he still? Maybe. But
I feel like it's questionable at this point. Like,
yeah.
Every year he continues to play, I feel like the more unlikely it gets.
Yeah, I feel like he could have retired.
He's been solid numbers-wise, but like he's not doing
winning.
Yeah,
he's not winning. And the time in Seattle, he was starting to get talked about like Drew Brees, like best quarterback to never win an MVP type discussion. Like,
little did we know it was all Pete Carroll.
Hey, I like them Raiders this year.
But let's dive into this offense a little. One blue chipper in Malik Nabers, who I think is a clear blue chipper after last year. Like there's no, as long as he's on the field, he's a problem for defenses.
Yep.
But go ahead.
No, yeah, I was going to say Malik Nabers is absolute beast. That's another reason why I'd want to get Jackson Dart out there, because all of a sudden, if you have Jackson Dart starting year 3 of Malik Nabers, and then year 4, you're already looking at contract for Malik Nabers. Got to find out, make sure that works. If not, you move him for everything that you can get.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Outside of Malik Nabers and the weapons, I mean, similar to what I was saying about the Commanders, very fine. Like Darius Slayton, that's fine.
Yeah, fine.
Rondale Robinson, he can do some gadget stuff behind them. I mean, I'd like to see Jalin Hyatt do something, but like outside of that, I feel very mediocre about this wide receiver.
I will say
uninspired.
If Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback of this team, go grab Jalin Hyatt in every single fantasy league, because Jameis is just going to try to throw him the deepest bombs possible every single play.
Yeah. At tight end, I have questions. I mean, Theo Johnson, I think he showed a little more than I expected as a rookie. But I still you ever see a guy's like combine profile and it just does not match what you saw on the field, and you're just like, what? That's how I felt about Theo Johnson coming out of Penn State. I felt like his athleticism showed more once he got to the NFL than it ever did at Penn State. So maybe that's more of a Penn State issue than a Theo Johnson issue. Wouldn't be the first time we saw that. But like, I don't really buy Theo Johnson until I see more from him, just because of that.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at O-line, Andrew Thomas, it's fine. I don't think he's developed into the player that you really wanted.
To me, he's a red chip player. Like, I mean, he was almost blue chip, but like he just has so many health issues. When he's on the field, he's good. It's just he's not on the field enough. So like he needs to have a healthy season here.
Remember Evan Neal?
Yeah, he's their second string right guard.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that hurts me. That hurts my soul. I loved Evan Neal. But you gotta celebrate your hits and your misses, folks. But anyways, John Runyon, fine guard. I mean, JMS, he started to show some steps. Like he's never really become the player that you thought he would be. I don't know. We did a whole episode. It got taken off YouTube because it used too much college game tape that was restricted. But when we went through JMS's tape, it was kind of like, I don't know how good this guy's going to be in the league. And it's kind of turned out that way, where like he just doesn't really. He's not a great athlete. He's a little undersized. Like it just doesn't really add up to being a good center. But he trended towards average last year, so you can start to feel better about that and hope he takes another step. Greg Van Rotten, this dude just has a great offensive line name. I feel like he's been in the league for like 3 decades now, and he's on a different team all the time. Like he's played for, he's played for Green Bay, the Panthers, the Jets, the Bills, the Raiders, and now the Giants. Like, I just feel like this dude roams everywhere. But he had a nice season last year at like 34 years old. So, like, maybe he can replicate that. Jermaine Illuminor, he's a fine right tackle. You feel fine about him. I really like Marcus Bow. That's how it's pronounced. Or Bow. I think it's just Bow. Marcus Bow out of Purdue. I think that he has a chance to slot in somewhere on this O-line. I think he might be a center. He might be a guard. He might be a tackle. He has really short arms, but he has his technique is really creative. He's a winning football player in my mind. I'm not sure where he's going to play or where it's going to work for him, because he does have certain physical limitations, but like I'll bet on that guy all day. He's nasty as hell and has some wild technique that he uses.
Pretty good name too.
Yeah. But on the defense, the D-line's fun.
Yeah. Abdul Carter not a blue chip?
I got to see him play on the grass on Sundays before I can give him a blue chip.
Yeah, no.
But I considered it.
Yeah, so you look at this defensive line, and yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean Dexter Lawrence, I think, is the best defensive player in the NFL. Brian Burns is still an outstanding edge rusher. I think there are some limitations against the run, but I still gave him blue chip just because he's hell to pass block against in known passing situations. It's on the Giants' offense to get the defense in some known passing situations, but he's an animal. Abdul Carter is only going to make this nastier. Darius Alexander, a guy I loved out of Toledo this year. I think he's going to walk in and probably play a significant role on this D line just because he's really good. He's already like 25 years old, so you need to see the results quickly because he's an older prospect. I like the Roy Robertson Harris addition here. I think this you had Kayvon Thibodeau as depth too, along with Darius Alexander. Like I really like the depth of this D line and the starters. I just think they're really strong.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna really be able to cause some issues. So definitely the strength of this team. Linebackers are fine. Okereke been around for a long time.
I considered a blue chip for Okereke. I think it is Bobby Okereke.
Yeah.
But Okereke, I considered a blue chip. I ended up thinking of him as more of a red chip player. Like he's really good, but I'm not sure he's that level of difference maker. But like he's a strong linebacker.
Yeah. DBs. I don't know much about this DB room.
My dude Deontay Banks needs to take a step.
I loved him coming out.
Me too. He needs to figure it out this year because Paulson Adebo is a good CB2 in my mind. Andrew Phillips is trending towards one of the better nickel corners in the league after his rookie year. Deontay Banks needs to be a CB1. He needs to figure this out, and his time's running out to do it. So like it's now or never for Deontay Banks, in my opinion. Otherwise, next year you're gonna have to look at replacing him.
Yeah.
And then at safety, I mean, they seem to add Javon Holland because what do you make of Javon Holland?
I have no idea.
You're talking a Pro Bowl safety who the Dolphins just cut. Like we're like, okay, we're through. We're done with you. We're not even gonna trade you. We're just gonna let you walk. Like
and then
like there, I have to assume there were rumblings from him about Fangio when Fangio was the Dolphins D coordinator and Fangio left, and then like it was clear like Fangio went to the Eagles and won a Super Bowl with a dominant defense. Like he wasn't the issue. Was Javon Holland one of the issues? Like I can't help but wonder that.
Yeah, I mean, very possibly could have been, but one thing that helps DBs out is a great defensive line. So
this defense can be really nasty this year, man. Like Newbin had a good rookie year. Even if Deontay Banks just takes a step towards average, there's not really a hole in this starting lineup.
No, and it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be a dogfight.
But can the offense do enough for it to matter?
Yeah, that's where I struggle. I mean, like I said, if Russell Wilson starts every game, I think this is a 8 to 10 win team. I really like this over. I mean, you're getting plus money at over 5.5. You look at the talent of this defense and the veteran options available at quarterback at a pretty talented rookie as well. If you end up having to play the rookie with a top flight wide receiver, I don't know how well they're going to be able to run the ball. Tyrone Tracy showed flashes. Singletary shown flashes. Kev Scatterbo, I don't love, but we'll see.
I think Scatterbo's solid as an RB3, maybe RB2. Like as a short distance back and a guy who can play passing downs. Like I see value in Scatterbo.
Vibes guy, locker room guy.
Yeah.
No, it's not like you gave up a whole lot for him either. So, yeah, I mean, I think their issue is going to be just consistency on the offense. Can they do enough? Can they do enough to keep that defense fresh? Can they sustain drives? They're like if they go out there and they start having a lot of 3-and-outs and stuff, I mean, that defense doesn't get tired. And then I don't think they have the offensive firepower to keep up with anybody. So having Malik Nabers definitely helps. So they're gonna be able to have to establish a little bit of a run game, have consistency at the quarterback position, which I think Russell Wilson can bring to the team. He's probably not going to make a whole lot of mistakes. So, yeah, I think I might even sprinkle playoffs here.
I won't. I'll do the over 5.5. I won't take playoffs, and I think I figured out why Vegas has such a low win total on them. Because their first 8 games are Washington, Dallas, Kansas City, Chargers, Saints, Eagles, Broncos, Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brutal schedule for everybody.
Can Brian Daboll survive that first half of the season?
I think if you're gonna fire Brian Daboll, that's when you do it. Because I think that gives kind of a reset. You still have veterans in the room to help out your rookie quarterback. You bring in the guy for year 2, and I mean, I'm not a fan, and I know you're not a fan of year 2 quarterbacks coming in. Shit, if the wheels really fall off here, is Jackson Dart their quarterback next year?
Probably not. I mean, let's be honest.
You look at the quarterbacks coming in; they go get a top 3 pick.
You're talking Josh Rosen territory real quick.
Yeah, and he was a 9th overall.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Dart barely slipped into the first round. So,
like, I have real questions about whether you lose this locker room before the second half of the season starts. If you're 2-6,
yeah, it depends on how that 2-6 looks.
Yeah,
and who's playing quarterback. I mean, I think there's a lot of factors involved, but yeah, I think if you make the move on Daboll, I think that's when you do it, and you kind of have I think you have a good base in place here. Maybe if you have somebody inside the building that you're seriously considering, you elevate them, you give them the opportunity to try to ride the ship, however that may be. And then you go into the offseason guns a-blazing. Like, I feel like this team is primed to make a move, and I don't think it's this year. I think best case scenario this year they can be a solid football team, but
for some reason this conversation just reminded me of the time where in 2021 when Mike Glennon came in to a game for the Giants midway through the game, and I just hammered like 5 units on the other team to cover the live spread. I was like, Mike Glennon, it's gonna happen. Thank you, New York Giants, for that. Thank you. I still love that moment.
I'm pretty sure that was the same year they announced Mike Glennon as the starter, and I hammered every single Mike Glennon under, and like one of my best NFL days ever.
Yeah. It was a great day. But
yeah.
Anyways, let's get to this year's Giants. Let's not traumatize any Giants fans out there.
Yeah, I'm probably taking the over here at the plus money, maybe sprinkle the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Giants fan, if you're bad this year, just want to bottom out. I think at minimum we're gonna have 3 quarterbacks in the draft next year that are gonna be top 10 picks, and there's probably gonna be 1 or 2 more guys that rise. I think it's gonna be a good quarterback class. So maybe see what you have with Jackson Dart. But if Daboll's not the coach next year, Jackson Dart I don't think is the quarterback either.
Yeah. I'll take the over 5.5 because it's plus 110, but like I'm stopping there. I can't do playoffs or division here.